Well, obviously we scrimmaged on Friday of last week, and the competition has been pretty thick at certain positions throughout camp. And on Friday, the defense jumped all over the offense early, and then the second half of practice, the offense really turned it on them and made some explosive plays. Both of them did fairly well versus each other and probably split the downs on short yardage and goal line. In the red zone, it also was a back and forth. 2 minute, the offense did win mixed downs, and early on the defense was just very aggressive. Coaches, they called an aggressive game plan, try to find out who can make plays, who can execute at a high level, communicate, and we were pleased with progress there. So today it's as if it's camp. I know school has started. I know we're 2 weeks out, but we still use today and tomorrow to go University of Miami against University of Miami. Special teams-wise, we do incorporate some opponent stuff already. We have all summer due to the nature of those schematic issues that are presented. They're a little bit more, I would say, just a little more different than what you see on offense and defense. So by Wednesday, we'll have a pretty good idea of the 2/3 deep, for us going into game one. But until then, it's all focused on the Miami Hurricanes. Questions, please.
How would you say that the general health is coming out of camp?
I would say camp banged up. There's nothing, last year we had some devastating ones early. We haven't had that, knock on wood, and may that not happen. But we have had a physical camp. It's structured that way. It's that plan, that blueprint has stood the test of time for a long, long time, and we use it and we stick to it. We modify when we have to, when there are some issues. But the issues that we have are more just the rigors that come with camp. So overall, feel like we're in a decent spot.
Last season, everyone was saying when you came back, you was back, and you were specific on being like, no, we're rebuilding. Mm-hmm. Now in year two, what do you think are some of the changes that you've seen throughout this fall camp, besides your roster and your coaches, that is going to be able to be implemented for this season?
Well, I think every year, you always hit the restart button. For us, and coming back, and the whole, I guess, to the what back question is, we're just building. We're always building. Whether we have a seasoned team or whether we have a new team, we're just focused on getting better. By that I mean in everything we do. Today we have class. We just had our highest GPA that we've had in football program history. We got to do better there. Our practices, our tempo is much higher. Our ability to sustain longer drives, extended play drives has improved. Now we want to execute better. We want to play winning football. To play winning football, you've got to practice winning football. So the level of competition has been pushed. It has been recruited. It has been organized in a manner where we're going to get the best out of people, or people are going to show exactly where they stand, and whether we could count on them or not, and whether they can earn the trust of their teammates and their coaches. So the best way I could define it is there's been a lot of progress in camp, and it's got to transfer over to game day. And our job between now and then is to make sure we get them to the best point physically and mentally to make that transition, that transfer a reality.
On offense, how's Jalen Rivers done in the left tackle role? It's not a position he's played much at the college level. He's
really good, and he's really excelled at all 5 positions, which is rare, right? If you get one of those guys every 5 years, you feel really blessed. He's exactly what you want, and we feel like we've practiced ourselves into having 4 to 5 guys that we feel we could play winning football with at that position, but that can also slide inside and give us some help there as well. So his versatility, his approach to the game, his durability, was something that last year hurt us when he wasn't around. He's been extremely he's exactly what you want.
It seems like Damari Brown's getting big opportunities.
He is.
What's he shown with those opportunities?
Yeah, you're going to get Big Brother mad now. You're not talking about the older brother. Damari, you saw the way we just ended. Oh, you didn't see it. You guys were outside. Good. Glad you didn't see it.
Go ahead.
He's just a physical guy. Physical, fast, knows how to play football, understands the game. And where he played high school ball, that is high level training, right? They prepare those guys, and the hit rate there at Heritage is a very high hit rate, as well as all the other guys, from all the other schools that we recruit here locally. But he came in with a really strong knowledge of what we do in the secondary, and he doesn't flinch, And this freshman class has, over a dozen guys that don't flinch. Like, they're eager for the moment. They're not sitting back and waiting to inherit a job. They want to go win one, and the right way, not in a
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
anything but a hard work kind of way. So it's been really fun to watch him develop, and he's going to play a tremendous role this year. He's fighting for a starting spot.
Akeem Mesidor, we haven't seen him lately when we've been here as much. I don't know if he played in the scrimmage, but how is he doing? How's his health?
He's doing good. He got nicked up in a camp kind of way, not in anything serious. He's practiced early and practiced extremely well. We held him out for about 4 or 5 days because that's what the doctor felt was best. It was a rest thing as opposed to a structural thing. And today he practiced full and seems he's back to form. So we don't foresee any issues with Akeem.
And as far as the defensive line goes, Ruben Bain, I mean, we hear about him all the time.
Yeah.
Do you foresee, and I know he's been playing some first team, do you foresee him starting or any other freshmen, do they have a good chance of starting? I mean, you kind of know by now.
Well, I mean, you've watched him play for a long time in high school. You guys have watched. That guy is, he's different, and he and other guys, playing time around here is earned. He has earned playing time, and yes, he is fighting to be the prominent guy, as well as all the other guys that we have mentioned in previous press conferences, and that's something that doesn't end. I guess for us is more than establishing, hey, year 1, year 2, year 3, we'd rather establish you can play championship football, you can play winning football for the University of Miami and play and rotate those guys. Where he falls in right now, I don't want to say that right now, but I know this, Ruben Bain's going to play a tremendous factor for us this year. That guy he's as good as any freshman I've been around, anyone.
Coach, what are you seeing in the running game so far, especially from guys like A.J. Allen and Mark Fletcher who weren't here last year?
Well, I think you see two guys that are physical. They get downhill. They have good eyes. They understand front structures. They understand systematically. There's a lot of carryover to what they did in high school and both in college for AJ coming from Nebraska. They're really smart. Okay, they're willing blockers, which they have to be, right, in this offense. They're very unselfish. They're excellent with ball security. They get downhill in a hurry, but they also could, put a foot in the ground and get outside and run by you. I mean, they're complete backs, and I think that added competition, and Chris was banged up for a couple practices. Chris came out today. Chris Johnson did a nice job. But I want to emphasize how much improvement we've seen both in Henry Parrish and in Don Chaney. Don Chaney's had an excellent camp, so we feel that position has gotten stronger through competition. Competition brought the best out of that camp. We felt going into camp, maybe, I wouldn't call it relaxed, but it needed something to generate some, okay, let's get this group on edge, and I think those new bodies have made that a reality.
With the last week of training camp now, before you guys start, game week prep, do you guys have anything planned as far as like a walk through a Hard Rock or anything like that this week?
Well, we already practiced out there and felt that we did what we had to do. The stuff that we do pregame, we'll do it right here. We'll do it right here. I think that, even though there's a lot of new bodies on the team, the stuff that we have to go through, I mean, we're okay here.
Did Chris Johnson, just to clarify.
One more time.
You said Chris was back today. Was he back?
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Chris. Was he back fully or just?
Fully. He was banged up for a few days.
Okay.
A week, maybe a little bit less. But he was good to go today.
Can I ask you about run defense? Just are you comfortable with what you've seen so far?
I am because the nature of technically, I think we're better up front with what we're doing and how we're doing it. I also think schematically it lends to really, it fits what we are. It fits our personnel. The guys that we have, they're powerful, but they're fast. They're quick, real quick. They got good foot and body quickness. We've gotten bigger up front. Now we got a couple guys that are 310, 315, 320. That helps. We've increased our length. And then we've got some experienced guys that have come over from other conferences that have played a lot of football. So the combination of that and our linebacking core has gotten bigger and stronger. I think the combination of Coach Guidry, Coach Taylor, Coach Salavea, Coach D. Nick, that front seven has really taken shape really nicely. And when we practice stud now, you see the level, the standard for thudding up increasing and getting better all the time to become better tacklers, right? So we're pleased with the progress, but we're not where we need to be yet.
Worried texting won't be as fun?
All right, guys. Mario Cristobal has spoken, man. As you guys know, Friday was the last scrimmage. You know, everything right now is pretty much going to be walkthrough. They're going to walk through, get ready for game one. Obviously, you got Miami of Ohio coming on down. I think we're going to handle that. We're going to handle that convincingly. But the season is almost here, man. It's that exciting time of the year again. You already know. Anyways, guys, welcome to Miami Monday tonight, where we focus on the Miami Hurricanes, all things Miami Hurricanes. I know this is Big 3 T2Y, but I've decided, and you guys have been a part of it so far, that we're going to split this thing up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, Miami Monday, Wednesday is Seminole Wednesday, and Friday is Gator Friday. And on Saturday and Sunday, we do college football all in general. So, welcome to Miami Monday. Now, Mario Cristobal, you guys just heard the press conference. If you haven't heard, or if you're just tuning into the live, you can go back and watch that, or you can go watch it on YouTube on your own. But yeah, season about to start. Starters, I think on Wednesday we'll pretty much find out who the starters are going to be, who the ones and twos going to be. Now we do got our own idea who those guys are, and that's mainly what I want to talk about with you guys tonight. Who's going to start? Who's going to start? Who have earned that starting position? The ones and the twos so far in camp, and so forth. So I'm going to put the link in the chat because these shows are open mic, guys. You don't have to just listen to me talk all night. You could just come on in. Now, this show, I'm gonna try to keep it short tonight. There are some events that's going on tonight that I will be a part of. I know Coach Hayes is doing the show tonight. Crush Groove. It's gonna be Groove versus X. Man, I can't wait to see that. As you guys know, he's been doing a debate version because a lot of you guys, Groove, a lot of you guys don't agree with Groove's takes and everything like that. But hey, I like Groove. He'll debate anybody on any of the takes that he got. So I like the guy, man. Tonight he's gonna take on X. You guys know X. If you don't know X is from Footballville. Streeter and X. Well, him and Groove is gonna have a debate tonight. I'm not quite sure the dynamics of the debate or what they're gonna debate about. But I'm definitely going to tune in to see that. I think that starts around 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. That'll be over on Coach Hayes' channel. So that'll be nice to tune in to watch two Hurricanes debate about Hurricane football. All right. So obviously it's quarterback. Tyler Van Dyke. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Tyler Van Dyke. As of late, I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. But before I do so, guys, get in the comment section. Let me know who all is here tonight, and we're going to do a quick roll call, and then basically we're going to get into this talk, this Hurricane football talk. So, the Juice, what's going on with you, my guy? I see you commented earlier. Hope you're still in here. Ham, what's going on with you? What's good with you? Of course, guys, T2Y Live. That is my second channel. That is my channel that'll be dedicated to doing nothing but live shows. So I need you guys to go subscribe over there because in the near future, there will be no live shows on Big 3 T2Y. Only thing will be posted on there is informational videos, recruit videos, post-game videos, previews, and all them good stuff. But in the future, there will be no live show on Big 3 T2Y. All the live shows will be done on T2Y Live. So make sure you guys go on over and subscribe to that. It's in the chat right now. All you got to do is click on it and subscribe. Also, I'm being broadcast on both channels right now. So, if you click on that channel, subscribe, you don't necessarily have to come back over here. You can stay over there because if you comment over there, it'll pop up on the chat. It'll pop up on the screen just the same. I'll be able to see your comments from both channels. So, make sure you guys go on over and subscribe to T2Y Live. That channel, like I said, will be the only channel I'll do live shows on in the near future. All right, let's keep it moving. Michael Ellis in the building. What's going on? He said, let's get this season going. T2Y, I want my nose and your Canes back in the national spotlight. Like the old times. Yeah. I agree with you on that. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope my Canes get there before your nose do. But if we get there at the same time, that's cool too. That's cool too. But hey, man, it will be glorious to see, Miami and Florida State playing. Both teams are top ranked, and this, that, and the fourth. We saw how that happened in the past, and it was good for college football, I would say. Maybe some other fans wouldn't, like some Alabama, some Georgias, Ohio State, and all those guys. Maybe the Florida Gators. All of them be hating because back then, let's be real, Miami and Florida State was doing their thing. They were doing their thing. Appreciate you though, Michael Ellis. Hello, T2Y. Zaquan Patterson says hello from Tallahassee and wants you to know no hard feelings. Okay, so I've been hearing the chit chatter, the rumors, and everything going about your guy, Zaquan Patterson. Obviously, he's a DB, highly rated guy. About to make his decision soon on the 26th. Wanted to make it before the season starts. So on the 26th, he'll make a decision. From what I'm hearing, and pretty much most of you guys have been hearing, he's leaning towards Tallahassee. Now, I think it comes down to Ohio State, Miami, Florida State, not Florida, but Florida State and Michigan. And it was another one in there, but I can't quite remember. But from what I'm hearing, he might be a Seminole. He might end up going to Tallahassee. If he does, then that's tough. That's tough. I mean, it is what it is. Mario's whiffed a lot this recruiting cycle. I can't even lie. But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is, man. We're not gonna win them all. Let me see. Jonathan in the building. What's going on? OG. OG Kane, what's going on with your boss? Sarge in the building. What's good, Sarge? He's still, spreading that UGA 15-0. He wants all y'all to know he's been doing it. All right. Johnny, what's going on with you? What's good with you? Young Seminole in the building. What's going on, my guy? And of course, my guy, Light Body. What's going on with you, man? He says 8-6. He said no nose talk. That's on Wednesday. Wednesday is Seminole. It's Seminole Wednesday. Wednesday night we do Seminole talk, and on the weekends, we throw a little Seminoles in there too. Last week you had the mishap with the channel, so I didn't get to do the Seminole talk on Wednesday. I was kind of on YouTube probation. So I kind of wanted to talk to y'all Seminoles about y'all having that dog run through y'all practice. Y'all actually had a real dog at y'all practice. That's tough. But anyways, Slim, what's going on with you? What's good with your boss? Zebra, what's going on? UGA ain't playing nobody. But in oil. I meant vinegar and oil. That's tough. Jake, what's going on with you? All right, so like I said, in the beginning of the live show, we listened to Miami's head coach, Mario Cristobal's press conference, and basically he talked about, going into the season, starters. There was a question that I kind of feel like he kind of danced around, and you guys pretty much heard him too. Basically, freshmen starting, making an impact. Obviously, we got a feeling that a few freshmen will start. Few freshmen will get some key roles in this offense and defense. On the offensive line, for example, Francis Marigold, he's definitely going to start. If he don't start game one, I would be totally shocked and surprised, but I think he definitely starts. Ruben Bain, I'm not quite sure if they're going to start him. I don't necessarily see him starting, but I definitely see him getting a lot of snaps, a lot of significant roles. There was a few depth charts that came out, and I kind of want to present them to you guys. And you guys could tell me, what you guys think about them. Hold on a second. Let me pull that up for you guys real quick. Because there was a few that was put out there, the projected starters and the projected seconds or whatever. So I kind of want to see what you guys' takes on it. But there's a lot of freshmen in this upcoming class. A lot of freshmen, guys. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. You said, damn, that means FSU might get muted this season, T2. Man, FSU been talking big talk on the trail as of lately. They started out pretty quiet. But they've been making some noise. You got to give Florida State some credit every now and then, even though their fans are unbearable sometimes. You got to give them some credit sometimes. Miami's commit safety though. Isaiah Thomas. He basically letting you guys know that he's fully locked in, so that's going to be a good thing. Where's the starter list that I seen earlier? I'm trying to pull it up for you guys. Trying to pull this thing up for you. Man, the attack on FSU is real in the chat. The attack on FSU is real in the chat. Hold on, let's take a look at some recruiting real quick before we get into all that starting and all that good stuff. Coach Hayes in the building. What's going on, Coach Hayes? Trying to start this show and wrap this thing up a little bit early. I already told them that you got an event tonight that they can't miss out on. I can't miss out on. So, guys, once again, make sure tonight y'all come on over to Coach Hayes' channel. It's going to be a special event. Should be very entertaining. I'm going to say that. Should be very entertaining. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. Where is this goddamn list? But anyways, David Stone. David Stone, man. IMG, of course, played the other night, did phenomenal. Some key plays. He threw up the U. Of course, that's been a battle between Miami and Oklahoma, if you ask me. I think those are the two that's, you got to watch out for. I think the Gators was thrown in there, but I think they're just in there to get hit with a stray bullet. I don't think nobody's going to really commit to them or anything like that. So, David Stone. I think he should be making his decision pretty soon. As a matter of fact, let me see when he locked in on the decision. The 26th. So David Stone, he'll make his announcement on the 26th. Florida, Miami, Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Oregon. Those are his top 5. Florida, Miami, Michigan State, Oklahoma, Oregon. Like I said, I do believe this is a Miami and Oklahoma fight. I do believe that. So hopefully, we get this guy. This is a huge get if we do. This is a five-star defensive lineman. As a matter of fact, let me share the screen with you guys so you can kind of see. So we're talking about a 5-star defensive lineman. David Stone, like I said, 6'4", 270. Now, maybe those metrics have been updated, but as of right now on 247 Sports, he's considered 6'4", 270. Bradenton, Florida, of course, IMG Academy, 24, 5-star for 247 Sports, and 5-star for the composite. This is the number 3 player in the state of Florida, the number 2 defensive lineman in the country, and the number 6 player in the nation. So, if Miami could get this guy, that would be a huge deal for us. Now, some predictions had went out for him, but they was a little bit earlier on. So, Steve Wilfong had put out a prediction for him. That was back in March 11th. Also, another one for Michigan State, but that was back in December. So, of course, the trajectory of his commitment, of his choice has changed. I don't think if these guys were to put in predictions today, maybe Oklahoma would stay, but I don't see Michigan State staying. I don't see anybody predicting that he probably would go to Florida or even Oregon or Michigan State, to be honest with you. So I definitely think it's a Miami versus Oklahoma battle. Now, remember when we had the big weekend with all the defensive linemen, all the 5 stars, all the top players in the country, and to be honest with you, we got none of them. We got none of them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on. Let me double check the chat real quick. See what you guys are talking about. Oh man, y'all going at it with the FSU fans. That's tough. That's tough. Beast mode, what's going on with you? Miami needs more defensive tackles. Absolutely. So far, we got one defensive tackle. Well, we got a couple defensive linemen in this class. Daylon Russell. We got Artavius Jones, which, word on the street, Artavius Jones' commitment might be a little rocky because he does stay, down the street from Florida State, like 30 minutes away. Ever since he's committed to Miami, Florida State, I guess, been trying to, put the put the press on him. They trying to get him. They trying their hardest to flip him, I guess. You got to keep an eye out too for your guy, LaWayne McCoy for Florida State, committed wide receiver. Got to keep an eye out for him too. He might end up flipping from over there. Hopefully that does happen. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. Why is my background not showing? Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened there, but okay. There we go. Let's see where we at. Trying to ignore all these Seminoles. They must don't understand. Today is Miami night. Seminoles, if y'all want y'all comments read and all of that, hit the donation. But you got your own night, Wednesday. Ride or Die Miami. Groove. Okay. Marquise, what's going on with you? What's good, my guy? Let me see. Trying to throw through some of these chats. Gator Nation, what's good with you? All right. So let me get back to trying to find these projected starters and all that good stuff for you guys. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on, Patterson, Zaquan Patterson and David Stone. Those guys are pretty much set. Both guys are going to make their commitment on the 26th. So hopefully Zaquan don't end up going to Florida State because, like I said, a lot of projections are saying that he's going to Florida State. A lot of the Florida State insiders are saying that he's going to Florida State. So we'll see how that turned out. We'll see how that turned out. I did tell you guys that some of the freshmen are trying to make a push, to get on the field, get some play time early. Of course, Ruben Bain, that's one of the main guys, on that defensive line. I don't necessarily think he'll start, but I definitely think he'll play major roles in the offense. Also, some of the guys, the major transfer portal guys that came in, they'll try to make, their way onto the field also. Tyler Harrell is a wide receiver transfer speedster, runner 4.2. He's from Alabama. I don't think he'll start. I think the starters for wide receivers, I think it'll be Xavier Restrepo, Jacoby George, and Colby Young. So I think those guys will start. I think Tyler Harrell will be a backup, but very Very fast dude, man. Very fast, very fast. I think we got a huge pickup from Alabama. So that's a very speedster. I think this is last year too. So I definitely think anytime he gets on the field, he's going to have something to prove. Possibly could try to push to see if he can get into that starting role by the end of the season. This is his last year of eligibility, so I expect for him to go hard, even harder than the starters, to be honest with you, once he get on the field. All right. Francisco Maigoa, he transferred in. I think that it's well known that he'll be a starter. They'll definitely start at that middle linebacker position. Guys like Mark Fletcher. I think Mark Fletcher, I think A.J. Allen should be starting. I could see, Henry Parrish, getting a real chance to start because obviously the experience that he brings. But A.J. Allen, throughout the whole practice, throughout the whole scrimmages, from everything I've been hearing about this guy, ain't no way he shouldn't be starting. But if I see Henry Parrish starting, I understand why. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why they would start him. And Don Chaney, I definitely want to see what kind of dynamic in the running back room he's going to bring this year, because obviously, throughout his career he's been plagued with injuries. I think this is the first time going into an actual season that they actually listed him to be 100%. So we'll see how that goes. But I definitely hope that, Don Chaney have a special year. Miss Ellen, how you doing tonight? How you doing? Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button for me, please, and thank you. Shout out to the Seminole fan. So you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. Okay. Back to this. Francis Maigoa. That's one of the guys that I told you I do believe will start. Pancake Honcho. Samson. Most of you guys probably know him as Samson. I don't necessarily think he'll start. I think he'll be a backup, but I think he'll get significant snaps. And next season, I think he'll be that guy. But, a lot of these freshmen, they're going to make a run. Ray Joseph, Nathaniel Joseph, wide receiver, originally committed to Clemson. Miami flipped him. And then, now he's been showing out. I think every scrimmage and even in the spring game, he's showing out. So I think he'll definitely back up Xavier Restrepo. I definitely think that he's one of those guys that, once he gets on the field, it'll be hard to get him off the field too. But I think Restrepo is a consistent, wide receiver, slot receiver. I think he finds ways to get open, find ways to make plays. So I think he'll be definitely a key player for Miami this season. Of course, Tyler Van Dyke too. Tyler Van Dyke, from what I've been hearing, he picked up right where he left off when, Rhett Lashley left. The last scrimmage that was on Friday, from what I'm hearing, Tyler Van Dyke was 13 for 23, 194 yards, 1 touchdown, and he did throw an interception in situational ball in the red zone against the Miami Hurricane defense. Porter. Yeah, it was Darrell Porter. Darrell Porter picked them off. So, yeah, Tyler Van Dyke is back to being the Tyler Van Dyke that we knew before. Now, I do believe that if Tyler can play like he was playing, back when Rhett Lashley was here, before the injuries and before the derailing season last year, if he could play like he was playing before, because let's remember, at one point Tyler was breaking records, was breaking ACC records, even broke, I think he broke and tied Jameis Winston's record for 3 touchdowns, 300 yards in the game consistently. I think he did it like 6 times in a row, and possibly could have broke it if we had played that bowl game, but we ended up not playing the bowl game that last year. Manny was here due to COVID reasons. So I definitely think if we could get that TVD back, which is what it's looking like it's going to be from both of these scrimmages and how practice been going, and you guys kind of got a glimpse of it through the spring game. I think this year, Tyler Van Dyke, if he played the way he was playing, before last season, I do believe that he could possibly be in New York, be in that Heisman race. A lot of people has, thrown him to the side, haven't really been looking at him since, the whole fiasco last year. So if we could get that TVD back, I guarantee you he could possibly be in New York. Now, I'm not guaranteeing and saying that he will be. I'm just saying possibly, because I know somebody's going to take that out of context and say T2Y says Tyler Van Dyke is winning the Heisman this year. You already know. All right. That we got that established. Let me see if we got any hot piece for you guys. Y'all let me know in the chat. How many of you guys are going to the first home game this year? Let me know in the chat. And if you're not going, let me know what state or, what city or state and city that you live in. Put that in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. All right. I'm still trying to find that for you guys, the projected starters. I had it earlier, but I clicked off of it. Oh yeah, they're still talking about the struggles that Kermani McClain is having up there in Colorado. As you guys know, Deion Sanders flipped Kermani McClain from Miami. He kind of trolled us a little bit. Coaches went up there to see him up in Lakeland, and basically he wasn't there. He was in Colorado, but he lied to the coaches and said he was in Tampa or something. Lied and put it on social media that he was in Tampa when really he was in Colorado. And of course, made a big scene flipping his commitment from Miami to Colorado. Now we see, a lot of people are saying that they're glad that he did that, because now we're seeing videos of him, getting trucked in practice. We're seeing videos of him getting burnt from left to right. And a lot of us Canes are saying Miami might have dodged a bullet with that one. But hey, man, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's how the game goes. So let me see. You said the city of Miami. So you should be at the game then, Johnny. I'll be at the game this Friday coming up. So I can't wait to see you guys at the tailgates and everything like that. I will be out there, doing my thing as normal, filming, getting Miami Hurricanes feelings and moods about the season and everything before we go inside the game. Kind of want to get the feeling of the atmosphere, get it all on camera, get it all videoed for you guys, so I can put it on the channel so you guys can, some of you guys that can't actually be there physically, you guys could probably have like a present or a feel of what it would be like if you was actually there, So I'm gonna try to make sure I get all those footage for you on this Friday night. That's a 7 o'clock game, so obviously it's gonna be dark out. But as of lately, 7 o'clock down here. It's almost 7 now, and it's not that dark. So definitely light will be out, but the game will be dark probably around, I want to say, almost halftime. So I'll definitely get some good daytime footage and everything for you guys. OG says next Friday. Pretty much. Let me see. Let me pull up my calendar real quick. So Miami's first game is on I think it's on the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it's on the 31st. Not 31st, the 1st. It's on the 1st. Not this Friday coming, but next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Let me make sure I get that right. On the 26th, though, on the 26th is when football kickoff. On this 26th, this Saturday coming up, college football kicks off, and Miami will play next week. The week after, the 25th is this Friday, and then on the 1st, which is next Friday, is when we'll play. So the first game is on the 1st. Miami's first game is on the 1st of September. All right. Make sure I'm not confusing anybody. All right. Judd Anderson. I've been hearing some things, up and down, some mixed feelings, some mixed things about him. I've seen videos of him, throwing deep balls and everything like that, but I've also been hearing some things like he's not doing too well, this, that, and the third. But it's hard to say because a lot of people are saying he has struggled, the last two games. But then I'm seeing videos of him, you know, looking very athletic, throwing the ball right on the spot, that kind of deal. So, who knows, man? Who knows? Anybody that basically live in those Georgia areas that could go out and watch Judd Anderson, please do, and come back and let us know how he's doing. Give us an assessment, because half the time the people that put out these stats and everything like that are guys that's trolling. Florida State fans, Florida fans, and all of them that's definitely watching and praying on the downfall of Miami Hurricane commits. So if you guys are in that Georgia area and you could go out and watch some of our, commitments play, please do that. It'll be good to get, some good assessment and not just, some people that's trying to, go after him. All right, let me see what y'all. All right, okay. Why can't I find my projected starter list? Okay, so obviously, going into the season now, it's definitely going to be a time when we find out, how many of these recruits that hasn't committed yet is going to come to Miami based on how Miami perform on the field. How many of these recruits are going to flip to Miami that's originally had Miami, had Miami in their possibilities and didn't pick us because they wanted to see, what the offense and the defense looked like. So all those questions, in these upcoming 2 weeks, we'll definitely find out, because the games are almost here now. BB in the building. He said, "Go watch Judd." Yeah, I've been seeing some good things. I've been seeing some bad things. I've been hearing a lot, but I don't really necessarily want to take one or two things they say about him. I actually want to see it for myself, and I actually want some people to go watch him for themselves. Another topic that been brought up, Jake Garcia. From what I'm hearing, Jake didn't get the starting spot at Missouri. To be honest with you, I think I've seen a report that he actually got beaten out by two other quarterbacks. So, that's tough for my guy. All right. So they had a list of guys that Miami could possibly flip. So we're gonna talk about some of those guys too. And Miami has a good season. A guy to look out for is Devin Mitchell. He's the tight end that reclassed and committed to Oklahoma. He's one of those recruits that Miami could possibly flip. I think we've talked about him, of course. The big fish, of course, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. I'm not too onto that, flip Jeremiah train. I think that's more of a Florida State thing. They're 100% in committing and flipping him, but I don't see him flipping from Ohio State at all, to be honest with you. Elijah, we already flipped him from Michigan, of course. We already got him to flip, so we didn't necessarily need the season on that one. Linebacker, Adarius Hayes. He's supposed to be going to Florida. Of course, Miami has a great season. We'll definitely need some linebackers. So I think we'll definitely have a better position for him than Florida would, to be honest with you. So I definitely think we can flip him from Florida. definitely think we could flip him from Florida. Who else? Brandon. There's a guy committed to. There's a defensive lineman that's committed to Colorado by the name of Brandon Davis Swing. So he's another possible flip that we could get. But I think that's a long shot, to be honest with you. I think if anybody flips him from Dion, it probably would be one of those Big Ten schools or one of those SEC schools, because mostly all of his top teams were, Big Ten and SEC. So, of course, the cornerback that's committed to Florida, 5-star cornerback, the number one cornerback in the country, and Ellis Robinson. I think we could flip him, Ellis Robinson, depending on, the kind of performance Miami put on out there in the DB position. So that's another name to look out for. Of course, wide receiver, Dwayne McCoy that committed to Florida State. He's another guy to look out for. Now, I haven't been hearing any real good things about him so far since, high school football has started. So far in the games that they have played, they're saying he kind of underperformed, so not quite sure, what's the deal with that. But Dwayne McCoy is still another one that could possibly flip. Hopefully, since he hasn't been putting on such a great performance, if he don't flip, then, hey, no loss, no crying over spilled milk kind of deal. And I think that's pretty much it. Marquise Downs, a defensive lineman that's committed to Georgia Tech. He's another one. But I think that's pretty much it. Those are the possible flips going into this season. Double check. Redhead. Redhead Kane, what's going on with you? And of course, the Gator fans are in here. They're saying that Haynes ain't going nowhere. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I don't know what that is. Talking about stimulus checks and all of that. Family Care Act and all that. I don't know what that's about. Anyways. Where is my list? I can't find my list. But anyway, I'll forget that. I'll just give y'all some notes from the last practice. The last scrimmage, basically. Overall, they had the scrimmage on Friday. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already knew that. If you listened to the show yesterday, we kind of talked about it a little bit. But the general sense is, they played the second scrimmage on Friday. Tyler Van Dyke was solid again. This is what's coming out. They're saying Jakari Brown improved in the second scrimmage with more ups than downs. And Emory Williams continue to do his things, the things he's been doing. I think Emory is more of a backup than Jakari Brown is. But let's be honest, I do believe that regardless of how Jakari Brown has been looking, I do believe that based on the amount of experience that he's had, I definitely think that he'll be the second string. But overall, I know Tyler Van Dyke is a starter. But if, let's just say, God forbid, that Tyler Van Dyke gets hurt, man, it's going to be tough to watch Jakari Brown, to be honest with you. It's going to be tough. Now, I did see another prediction out there that's basically saying that Miami is going to go 8-4 this season. I know Florida State fans didn't like that prediction at all, because in that prediction, they predicted that Florida State was going 9-3. So, a lot of predictions coming out, season's around the corner. Everybody's paying attention now. So a lot of people trying to get those out. predictions and everything like that. Sometime this week, maybe, or actually, I'm gonna wait till the next week. Next week when we do these shows. Next week when I do Miami Monday. Next week when I do Florida State Seminole Wednesdays and Gator Friday. I'll do exclusive predictions, previews, and everything for those three teams. So we could kind of, get a look into what the season really going to be like, because by then we'll know who the projected starters are. We'll know who's, the ones and the twos for all three teams. So we'll get that out. All right. So Restrepo looking good. Kobe Young looking good. Jacoby George and those guys are looking good. Ray Joseph and Shamar Kerr, he was looking good too. And of course, Tyler Harrell was out there being a speed demon once again. So I think definitely there's a lot of improvement in our wide receiving room. I think Kevin Beard has done a phenomenal job with those guys since he's came in and taken over. I think Shannon Dawson has basically gave him, the room to do what it is that he do, to basically be that guru, that wide receiver guru that he's been so far. Cam Kitchen and James Williams. James Williams is more of a sophisticated topic right now, because at one point he's like, safety. And then at the other point, he's like linebacker. And it's like right now it's a back and forth, but I think he's open to the idea of playing both. One second, guys. One second. Okay, yeah, so I think, like he said, he's down to basically do whatever the team need to, get the dubs, get the wins. So I think James Williams is buying into, the possibility of playing more, linebackers, or playing more, when he first came here, a lot of us, thought that the linebacker role was possibly a role that James Williams could play, but I guess, they've talked to him and he's buying in. He's willing to play either safety or linebacker, or, get in that box. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It's glad to see that Mario could get these guys to buy in to play certain roles, because I think if it was Manny, he would definitely not be doing it. I don't think Manny had that kind of command, to be honest with you. Anyways, guys, the links in the chat. Put it in there again one more time for you guys. The link is in the chat. Let's talk some Hurricane football. The link's in the chat. Actually, I should have merged. Next time when I do the live, I'm gonna merge it. That way, both channels. If you comment on either channel, it'll pop up on both. It'll pop up in both chats. Somebody said Norvell kept every recruit on the payroll. Florida State, I don't know. Ever since they gave up on the idea of leaving the ACC, I think they're finally, kept all their NIL money. Now they finally starting to dish it out. But I already knew that whole we're gonna leave the ACC. I knew it was all talk. I knew them boys that was not gonna be able to cough up 120 million to get out of the conference, and then another like 300 to 600 million to get back the rights to all 6 of their home games. So. And that's not just 1 year. That's for all the way up to like 36. So good luck with that, Florida State. Panama City Kane, what's going on with you, my guy? Panama City Kane, you there? All right, we can't hear you. Okay, he's gone. Another guy to look out for too is Luke Nickel. That's Miami's 2025 commit so far. He's a quarterback out of Georgia. So he's another guy, you know, you guys want to pay attention to this season, play some high school football, you know, kind of get a glimpse of what we should have in the future. He's one of those guys. He's our only commitment so far. All right, let's see. Another guy to look out for too, could be making his decision in the near future, is a guy by the name of Chris Cole. Obviously, he's a 4-star linebacker. He's also in the state of Georgia. Former Miami Hurricane Rohan Marley's nephew. So he's another guy to look out for. I think they're saying he's possibly leaning more towards Georgia. So we got to keep an eye on that. But definitely one of those guys that could possibly commit to the Miami Hurricanes. So if you guys want to, check him out during the season, be sure to do so. Also, you guys could probably go on to look at the commitment list that Miami has, what high school they're at. Possibly if you're in those areas, go check those games out. Go get a glimpse of what you'll see at, Green Tree and on the field, next season. You could kind of get an idea of what Mario Cristobal is doing, recruiting wise and everything like that. What kind of guys he's bringing into us. All right. So, anyways, my girl had to make some noise, use the blender or whatever. So I kind of mute you guys for a second. So, pretty much, if you guys got any questions, any thoughts, you guys can put them in the chat, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability for you guys, based on all the information that I've been given. Okay. All right, so I see we got a whole bunch of Florida State and a whole bunch of Gator fans in here. We're just gonna ignore them. If they want their comments read on this Miami Monday, they're gonna have to hit that donation button. Y'all got y'all own night. Wednesday is for Florida State, Friday is for the Gators. So if you're looking for your comments to be read and to be, attend to, hit the donation button. Other than that, we're gonna ignore y'all on this beautiful Miami Monday. But guys that I think will have a good year, that's flying under the radar a little bit. Najee Kelly, I think he's gonna be one of those guys that show out this year at the defensive end position. I definitely want to see Jafari Harvey, pretty much step his game up. For the last couple of years, I've been waiting to see, what he can bring to the table. See if he could, push it to the next level. I kind of want to see those, upperclassmen, take it to the next level. Keep the classes moving, basically. I don't want no stragglers or nobody hanging around too long. I kind of want this class to basically start moving like an oiled machine, basically. But I think Nasli Kelly is going to have a tremendous year. Him and Ruben Bain. I think those are the two, underclassmen to look out for the most on that defensive line. Of course, Akeem Mesidor is going to do his thing. I definitely think Leonard Taylor, he'll be, one of those impact players on the defensive line also. Cam Kitchens, of course, at that safety position. Most of the time, though, I'm going to be paying attention to the corners because I think this year we could possibly have the Brown brothers starting on, both sides of corner. We might see Devontae Brown start, and we might see Damari Brown. Damari has been getting a lot of praise in practice in the scrimmages. I think he's pushing for that starting role on the other side over there with alongside with Darrell Porter. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out the gate against Miami Ohio starting at corner position. But I definitely know Devontae Brown has solidified his position already. He'll definitely start. And it all depends on who, Mario Cristobal, Jamil Ade, and Lance Guidry, think deserve to start on the other side of them. But a lot of those guys in that corner room, they'll definitely get a lot of snaps. You got to keep an eye out for the Davis, and you got to look out for the other guy that transferred in too. His name is slipping me right now. But you got to look out for Richard. Definitely got to look out for him. Anyways, guys, let me know how y'all feeling, man. Get in the comment section. Let me know what's on y'all mind. What y'all thinking about going into the first game? Are y'all worried at all about Miami, Ohio? Or y'all think this game is going to be a cakewalk? Kind of want to assess the fan base's, mood going into this thing. All right, so Mario cooking while Norvell is paying for friends. He said Mario cooking while Norvell is paying for friends. That's tough. That's tough right there. How many Canes fans, how many of them players from the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles y'all think gonna flip this year? I definitely think after Florida go like 4-8, I think there are a lot of their players will flip. On Florida State, though, it's kind of hard to predict if they'll get any of those players to flip. But I definitely think when that SEC money start, piling up, I think if Auburn and some of those other schools that was battling it out with Florida State for some of them recruits, I think if they step that NIL up a little bit, they probably are going to flip some of those guys. Man, I wonder what. I wish I could be in that room where Mike Norvell is recruiting these guys and just listen to all the lies that he's telling them. Man, well, I see nobody really having any questions, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Game time is almost here. Can't wait. All this off-season talk next week. Next week, Monday will be the last Miami Monday until we actually end the season. So that next Miami Monday after next week, we'll be actually talking about the game. We'll break down Miami of Ohio 100%. Of course, on Sunday, we'll talk about college football and overall all the games that's been played and everything like that. We'll break down all of that. But that Monday night, we're gonna go full in depth on every single aspect of that game, of that Miami Hurricane, Miami Ohio game. Offense, special teams, defense, schemes, everything. We're gonna go from left to right, each positional group. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me and all that good stuff. Go Canes. Remember to tune in tonight on Coach Hayes' channel. They're gonna be trust me, it's gonna be an event to remember. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all for coming through. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And go Canes.